Hey everybody, we're going to watch Ken and I battle it out. This is one of those rare cases here where I actually can beat Ken in Dominari. Usually 4 out of 5 games he defeats me. So we'll jump into our replay capability here where we can review our last games and see what strategies and tactics worked and which did not. Okay, we'll start here off in 1 × 1 speed. So this is normal game speed. And down here in the bottom left is where I'm at. Ken's up here in the upper right. These are our home planets. And right now we're kind of expanding our empire out to other areas to generate more resources and fighters from these planets. Now we can't really see each other because there's a fog of war that's not present in the replay view. So I can't see what he's doing, he can't see what I'm doing. We can only see a certain range out from our planets. I've dropped a low orbit construction facility here, and so is Ken. That's what that green circle is on our home planets. And all planets within that ring generate fighters and resources more quickly. So it's real important to put it somewhere where you can grab as many planets as possible, and also defend it. You don't want to like stick it out in the middle of the map or it'll get crushed. He just dropped a GPA, which is a global phase array, and any fleet that moves into this level 1 GPA will lose 5 fighters. Enemy, as long as it's an enemy. You can upgrade those as well, and you'll see I've dropped another low orbit construction facility, and I upgraded it. So I've got pretty good maximum coverage here, and we're neck and neck. If you look down at the bottom, you can see resources and fighters per second. So he's building a force here on his front line. I'm gonna distract him a little bit with some quick fighters here. I just dropped an ODS, orbital observatory, that shows me how many fighters he has on that planet and how many turrets. The turrets are the bottom number. Turrets are really important because any fleet that attacks you has to defeat the turret first, and the turret will take out 10 enemies before they even engage your fighters. And the turrets don't go away unless they're blown up with missiles and things like that. So all planets start off with 1. And you can't see the abilities down here. Look at some of our other gameplay videos, but there's 20 different abilities you can use to combine your strategies and tactics together into a winning play. So dropping a starbase here, I'm trying to push my front line up there. He's got a pretty decent sized force there. I'll go ahead and speed up the game a little bit to ×2 and talk about the emerging strategies you'll see. He's using the deep space scanner to check out my forces. You saw some fighters dying there on the GPA. He's attacking, so I'm hot-tailing it back. I salvage my orbital. I drop a Doomsday, which takes out a good chunk of his fighters. Doomsdays knock out about 50 fighters. And I'm getting kind of nervous here because he's got 2 GPAs here, and I need to do something. He's got a lot of fighters. Now, Ken is not going to do a frontal assault. He's going to just put up a wall here, keep me out, and he's going to try to build star bases around the back of my base. And I didn't know this until much later in the game that that's what he was doing. And he wants to do a sneak attack. He's scanning now my area to see how weak I am. And you can see my whole front line's moved up. So I'm kind of in a critical position. I'm using a electromagnetic pulse on his planet to lock down his fighters for a period of time so I can get those missiles in to do some damage, take out the turrets, knock those fighters down. Now I come in for the attack. But he dropped the Doomsday and took out 50 of my fighters. So he just dropped his quantum development laboratory, and any fighters sent from this will be cloaked for 50% of their travel. So I can't see them. Even when they come into my orbital range, I won't see them until they reach at least 50% of their destination. Thing is I got a pretty decent force here. He's starting to swoop all his fighters across the top, planning for his big attack, and I'm not going to have any of it. So I'm dropping a star base in the middle of his base here to make him wonder, what am I doing? What am I going to do with that? And looks like he feels time's running out, so he's trying to move his forces up here. I'm coming in for the attack. My time's up. I've got to attack that home planet. And I was kind of getting worried, and I just happened to catch this fighter, set of 3 fighters with my deep space scanner. So I started shifting forces back, but time's up. I need to attack. So I send in my armada. He sent his fighters down, but I took his home planet out first. So that was my victory. At the end of the game, I had 17 planets. He had 12. I was producing 6.2 fighters per second to his 2.43. I was producing 12 resources per second to his 9. And I outspin him. And he out-upgraded me. So upgrades are 50 resources a pop. So he spent 200 of his resources in upgrades, and I spent those other 200 on other things like star bases and other orbitals and whatnot. So thanks for watching, and maybe if I'm lucky I'll have another win to show you in the future.